I so enjoy watching.
Like what I did with the place?
Destination reached. Scylla. A reminder to all crew members. There is only one toilet on the ship. Good luck, Captain.
Hey, you. Where do you think you're going? Yeah. The captain said we might be getting a new recruit.
Sounds like Clyde's jumping to conclusions, but...
You're on a first-name basis with Captain Har... All right, go on. Got my sights on you.
Nothing to do but stand around and watch the stars go.
Well, hey there, Hullhead. Clawed your way out of the groundbreaker at long last?
Uh-huh. Oh, sorry, were you expecting me to say something? Maybe a long time no see, or a you've aged, old man?
So, you took Felix under your wing. Kept him busy. Good. Kid always needed a place to belong.
He kicks things what need kicking, and we look the other way when he starts talking anti-corporate. It's a good arrangement.
Hear that, Clyde? I've been making something out of myself.
So long as you haven't been making a fool of yourself. I'm sure Felix has no end of stories to tell of your exploits together. I look forward to catching up with the boy. I'm working on something. Something big. Something the likes of which Halcyon has never seen. And I want Felix to be a part of my initiative. I'm fulfilling a promise I made to the boy, that one day he and I would change the colony together. That day has finally arrived.
Easy there, Clyde. No one said nothing about throwing in with you. In case you didn't notice, I'm pretty happy where I am.
I'm not asking you to walk away from your captain, Felix, but neither should you allow yourself to be controlled by fear. I brought you here because I want to know where Felix's loyalties lie. When the day of our revolution comes, I want to know that everyone in my crew proves their loyalty. I want you to deal with a traitor for me. Name's Trask. Kill him, and bring me proof of his death. His ring. Ratted us out to the board. He's been an informant. Has been for years. When he realized I was onto him, I don't know where he's hiding, but his wife might. Rosanna. Rosanna knows my crew by name and face, but you're a stranger to her.
Clyde offered me a hand when nobody else would.
There you have it, Captain.
We get rid of this traitor for you and I'm in? I mean, assuming I want it.
We're building a new world together. Remember, I want proof. Bring me his... Here, my token. Think of this as my personal signature. Anyone who knows me by my works will know me by this. Well enough. You had a chip on your shoulder. You'd argue...
What do you mean, had?
You see what I... Let's hear. A revolution is the work of a lifetime, Captain. I've spent my life preparing for the day of Halcyon's reckoning. Everything you see around you is the result of that preparation. A base of operations, loyal soldiers, freedom from the board. Hardly. The board is rotting from the inside. Tomorrow, next year, a generation. Entropy is the natural state of the universe, Captain. All systems inevitably dissolve. Not all revolutions involve bloodshed and fire, Captain. The purest act of rebellion is to live according to one's own means, independent. One day, when the board is weak and Halcyon vulnerable, we may claim a piece of this system for ourselves. The skies around Scylla are curiously absent of patrol ships. It's almost as if the board's sphere of influence is shrinking. Besides, our facility is well armed and located on defensible terrain. If the board tries to lay siege to us, we'll make them pay.
We've arrived at the Groundbreaker.
I hear you're into Graham's philosophist hogwash, Felix.
Yeah,
see, we
if by philosophist hogwash you mean the virtues of enlightened anarchy.
Organization separates us from the animals. You ever seen a rat lay plumbing? You see sprats running around building roads? Maybe the folks we have at the top ain't exactly leadership material, but if we tore the whole thing down, we'd be kings and queens of a wasteland.
Correction? Kings and queens of an awesome wasteland.
I'll take toilets over freedom any day of the week.
You mind trying to have a moment? Rufus and I are no longer on speaking terms. I don't know where he is. That's Harlow's mark, no mistake. I don't want any manner of harm befalling Rufus.
We're not? Oh, right, yeah. We're nonviolent.
All right, you may... Rufus is hiding out in Emerald Vale. Got a few friends with him. Please, just make it quick. That's right. Our marriage contract expired some months ago. And seeing how he's technically an outlaw, I wouldn't renew even if I wanted to. Precious little. He and Rufus worked together on the Groundbreaker some years back before he vanished. A few years later, Rufus gets a message from an old friend. Something about starting a revolution, something about getting rich. Abandoned his work and ran off that very day.
He must have been recruiting, gathering up his band of revolutionaries.
Word of advice, kid? Anybody carrying on about a revolution just wants to sell you something. I don't know Harlow. Never so much as bandied a word with the fellow. You're better off having this discussion with Rufus. Appreciate it. No offense,
Rizzo's Purple Berry Punch. Saltflower.
Felix, I overheard you listening to Tossball. You a fan?
Am I a fan, she asks. I've been a fan since the Rangers won the Tripicale Crown.
Right. Explain something to me. What the hell is the point of the six-pack?
Oh, it's easy. See, the six-back protects the fourth back from the eighth back.
We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
That's a hurt! Oh, that's the last of him. Let's take a look inside.
I don't know who you are or why you're prowling around here, but I'm willing to make you one of Harlow's gun hands, ain't you? He sent you after me. Right. You just stumbled into a camp full of armed strangers because you wanted directions. A favor, huh? Let me guess. He promised you some reward in the brave new world that was to come. Said he'd make you his lieutenant. Thing is, you and I are at an impasse. Harlow wants me dead. How do I know that I can... Yeah, guess that's a fair point. Listen, I don't know what lies Harlow's dripped down your ear, but you'd be a fool to trust him. I never betrayed Harlow. Harlow betrayed all of us. The board's got him in their pocket, been paying him off for years. All that palaver about revolutions? It's a lie.
You're a real piece of work, Trask. Not just a
Go piss up a rope, kid. That's the whole truth. Harlow's just another board asset. A two-bit mercenary wearing a dissident's clothes. Yeah, I've got proof. There's always a paper trail when the board's involved. I chanced upon some correspondence between Harlow and his employee. I don't know that it makes a difference. What was I to do with that evidence? Bring it in front of the board? There's no authority in Halcyon willing to take Harlow to task. I squandered my chance. I hid my papers before Harlow chased me out. Because he's for sale. Anything the board can buy, the board will buy, and that includes loyalty. Harlow was a charismatic. With Harlow in their pocket, the board had an informant, a pirate, a smuggler, and a gang leader all rolled up into one odious excuse for a human being. Sounds like a deal to me. Board-sanctioned piracy. Harlow went after the ships the board wanted destroyed, capturing anybody the board wanted captured. If we captured you, we'd ransom you. Harlow liked to do the job himself. Gather up the captives on his own ship, vanish for a couple of days. Only that's not what happened. Harlow's been selling his captives off to the board. I don't know where they ended up. Re-education, Tartarus, maybe worse. Take it you've made up your... You gonna tell Harlow I'm dead? May as well. I'm never going back to that life again. Here, take the ring. And...
Clyde Harlow, agent of the board. Yeah, that sounds even... Then again, Trask knew he was a dead man. I can't imagine Clyde working for the board. Trask said he stashed the evidence in a vent back at the base. We should go take a look.
Molly, you need something? Tell you what I can't. Be with her. Board, if we only that. You need some.
Please avoid damaging yourself or others.
That machine stole my bits. Why do we even have one of these?
So what's the plan?
We need to have a word with Clyde. Looks like Trask was telling the truth. It's all there. Receipts for services. Clyde was a pirate for hire, and the board was paying him off. In typical board fashion, they left a trail of receipts behind. Ain't that just ironic? Yeah, you and me both. Clyde owes us some answers. Something about this don't add up. And
What's the word? Not surprised. Trask was a dead man trying to negotiate with his own executioner. He'd say anything to preserve his life. That's a damning accusation. Am I right to presume you have some evidence on hand? Those papers don't prove a thing. We've all done business with the board. They own the whole damn colony. Trask put you up to this. That miserable wretch. He's trying to undermine everything I stand for. Listen to me, Felix. Don't go jumping to conclusions. This isn't what it looks like.
Yeah, because it looks like you've been taking money from the board. It looks like you sold out, Clyde.
Oh, come on, Felix. We've all taken money from the board. They run this colony. I can't pay my soldiers in ideological purity. If I have to take the board's money to buy my guns, outfit my troops, and prepare my revolution, then I'll do it.
Clyde, look me in the eye and tell me it's not true. Tell me, and I'll believe you.
Don't talk to me like I'm some common criminal, Felix. You're the one on trial, not me. I don't know what kind of poison that snake dripped in your ear, but as far as I'm concerned, you've been compromised.
Heads up, boss! Nobody messes with you, boss!
We're done here.
What?
Incoming!
Get him!
Hey! Pass that armor!
Woo! We all in one piece? This is... The void's black, water's wet, and Clyde hated the board. That's something I just knew. No. I guess you really don't. I've just got a lot on my mind right now. This is, I always looked up to Clyde. The thought that he could be an agent of the... Yeah, he did. And I'm not sure how I'm gonna get over that. I hope so. I don't see this one passing anytime soon. You've given me a lot to think about. I'm gonna be mulling over this whole mess for a couple of days. I'm glad I didn't go back to Harlow. I've got all the family I need right here on... Thanks for your time, boss.
The Groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
Hey, be careful with those crates, huh?
What do you think you're... Don't make more paperwork for me, all right?
Keep your sights out, friend.
Carry on. Move along. What was that? What do you... I don't want any trouble out of you.
Hey there. Most places, I got a... It means on your right side. Reckon you're from one of the planets. Word of advice. You see a door marked... That's not the kind of vacuum... You know what? Never mind. Open any door you want. The mess will take... Be serious.
If you're not crew, you're little people.
Hey! What do you think you're doing? Oh, I guess... Never mind then.
Huh? Move along. Carry on.
Unless you're here to... Assuming the nature of the incident is both sufficient cause for infraction and under our jurisdiction, I'll take your statement and open an investigation into the matter. Now then, what's happened?
Come on, boss, I told you. He was slandering my rangers.
You finally did it, huh? Good for you. Been a long time coming. You done hauling crates then?
My box hauling days are officially behind me. Say hello to Felix Millstone, spacer extraordinaire.
No takebacks. He's yours now.
Yep, we're stuck with each other. Like tumors on a cysty pig.
Now then, did you have anything else to report? Bit of a... You need me, you know. Got a hot one for you. Captain Gunnar McRed. Just 26 hours old. The posting, that is, not the criminal. Allegations include several counts of flying under the influence, carrying open alcoholic containers, failure to pay docking fees, resisting arrest, and assaulting not one, but two... Swerving in the air was more like it. Then he crashed hard into the dock and tumbled out of his ship and spilled Rizzo's Violet Spectrum vodka all over Officer Hartley. An affront of its own. Last tip we got pointed toward the back bays. You want the You and about 6 other enterprising mavericks. It's only a matter of time before someone brings... I do hope you're the lucky hunter, though. Do I look? Then get to bed. We're the security force here on Groundbreaker. Started back before the crossing, you know. The original force was made up of a Marine detachment from the 77th Marine Expeditionary Unit.
In other words, they call themselves Mardettes, because it's fancier than...
You're lucky I got better things to do than arrest you for back sass. Folks started calling us Mardettes because it was easier to say. The outlaw signed to the board, yeah. But he's never done nothing to Groundbreaker, so I've no problem with...
Huh?
Hi there. What can Groundbreaker This is... If you're here to report a crime, you'll... I'm not... Folks are liable to start taking your filing privileges away.
Filing, huh? That what you do for fun?
Sure. Quiets the mind. We can't just let anyone walk in here. I wouldn't be, well, it's not... we just don't. Maybe if you clear an open bounty and get in good with Commandant Sunita, or help Chief Tennyson fix this heat, that might warrant a thank you tour or something. All right, I guess. In and out, though. Just try not to do any shady stuff. I'd like to keep my job.
There it is. Just yank the drive, and I'll do the rest. Now that we have the data cartridge, I can finally find out where that scholar I'm looking for ended up. Got it. His name is Reginald Cheney, and he joined a sublight salvage crew. Only he's not listed on the return manifest. Must have made landfall somewhere he wasn't supposed to. Ah, yes. Here. There's a domicile on Monarch in Fallbrook, rented to the same bit card he used to buy his seat on the salvage ship. I should have guessed. What better place to lay low if you wish to avoid the authorities? I admit it was a bit of a long shot, but when you've spent as many hours as I have in contemplation of the universe's secrets, you sometimes get a sense for these things.
How does it feel?
How does what feel?
Serving an instrument of corporate supremacy?
We're now in orbit above Fallbrook, Captain.
saw this one episode of Terror on Monarch? Halcyon and Helen went down that waterfall in a barrel.
Always imagined Fallbrook would be...
Cleaner? Fancier?
What do you think you're doing? I suppose I can look away this time.
You seen Arthur today?
This is Reginald's stuff, all right, but it looks like... Sounds like Cheney's gone gold managed on the river. I guess even scholars need to find ways to make ends meet in exile.
His team running that drop?
Take a gander at that.
I get the sense this fellow isn't in...
Adept looking, huh?
Ah, now, you don't seem like the... Say, I'd like to do you a favor. Oh, I enjoy a good challenge. I'll get right to it then. Pure and simple, it's like this. I run our drug delivery service. Recently, I had the genius idea to cut costs in half by swapping our autoloaders with faster, cheaper sprats. See? I know a fellow genius when I clap eyes on him. Too right you are. Only problem is my sprat carriers ain't arrived from their latest run. As I was saying, you look more capable than most of the hoople heads around these parts. What say you locate him in return? I run my sprat carriers back and forth through the shipping tunnels near the waterfall. Ought to check there for... Good luck. And... Was that sarcasm? I'm going to... My sprat carriers scurry back and forth through the...
On our... Done! That's what you get! The strong survive and the weak perish.
You want some of this? More where that came from.
What do you want? Oh, hey, Vicar Max. What are you doing on Monarch? I thought scienticians ain't welcome here.
Haven't you heard? Everyone's welcome here. It's a fucking worker's paradise. But you wouldn't know anything about that, would you? Never worked a day in your miserable life. You're just a parasite, living off my goodwill. Well, guess what? My goodwill's exhausted, along with my temper. This is the guy who told me about the book while we were in prison. I lied about finding a scholar. But I don't care about any of that anymore. I just want to inflict massive amounts of pain on this guy. Yes, that's about the long and short of it. Now, where were we? Oh, that's right. I was about to beat you. Severely.
Wait! I know who can translate the book for you.
It's too late for that. I threw away my life chasing fairy tales. Will punishing you fix any of that? Of course not. But by law, it will make me feel a whole lot better. Okay. Talk, Reggie.
It was stolen from some sort of expert on philosophism. Weird hermit lady on Scylla. My father used to deliver supplies to the mining outpost there. It's true. My father collected some extra bits on the side by diverting some of the supplies to the gal. The way he told it, he thought the book looked valuable, so he took it. Couldn't find any buyers when it turned out to not only be French, but banned as...
Fine. We've got more important things to do.
Destination reached. Scylla.
Captain, could I have a moment of your time? I want to thank you for talking some... It has been a long time since I gave in to my... You're right. I owe you an apology. I've been so obsessed for so long, I couldn't see anything else. You offered me a place on your crew, friendship, and I used you to get to Cheney. And even then, you saved me from myself. I don't know if I could live with myself had I gone through with it. You owe me nothing, I know, but I'm begging your forgiveness. Thank you. Oh, exactly as you'd imagine. The way I see it, the universe was snapping me back to where I needed to be.
Looks like some sort of habitation.
We're getting close to the Hermit. I can feel it.
Clinic performance.
Max is down! He's getting through!
What have the solar winds deposited on my doorstep now? Just more dirt and debris? Or do you actually believe you are here? I must admit, I tire of the truth seekers. Mayhaps you're here to rob me? That would be so much more exciting.
We've been told this was once yours. I believe the knowledge within here contains the answers I seek. Answers that will free men's minds from toil.
I can translate it, but it won't do you any good. I can see you are a man in a hurry, and the insights in that book would take you years of study to fully comprehend.
I have spent my life in contemplation. I believe my mind is prepared to receive the truth.
There is one way that can speed up the process. It involves a combination of several ingredients, some of which can be fatal. It is not for the faint of heart or the unprepared. Either hallucinations followed by unconsciousness and a headache, or raving insanity, which can be fun in its own way. And I believe he may be right. There is both violence and peace warring inside you, Max. This process would be extremely tenuous for one such as yourself.
I'm committed, no matter the cost.
No matter the cost. It's just drugs, Max. We ain't making you walk in front of a firing squad.
All right. Head on into the meditation room and partake of the sacramental incense. It's waiting on the table when you're ready to begin.
Poor Maximilian. Maximilian, why are you still doing this? You've been fighting against the world since before you left home. Haven't you figured out yet that the more you fight, the more pain you cause yourself?
Mother, you're dead. You can't be here. I knew this was too good to be true. These are just cheap hallucinogens that have... What's happening to my voice? Does my voice sound weird to you? And what's wrong with your face?
What's wrong, Max? Can't think straight? Now you know how I feel. Wait, forget I said that.
We are obviously the victims of a tasteless joke being perpetuated, Perpetrated? I mean, we're being made fools of, aren't we? When I get out of here, I'm going to show that hermit what you get for messing with me.
Maximilian, always ready to give up, to lash out, always searching for answers, but always in the wrong place, never looking.
You look inside yourself all the time, Max. But with your head buried up your posterior.
Thank you. It relieves me to see there's at least one positive influence in my son's life after all these years. Has he told you how he thoughtlessly abandoned us?
Thoughtlessly? How could you say that? I only wanted you and Father to be proud of me. I was going to be the perfect vessel. I was going to be a better, more full of the plan. This year, it's all coming out wrong. The plan. It filled you with a joy I could never feel. I wanted it. And being a laborer made me miserable. I was better than that.
You certainly convinced yourself you were. But don't feel bad. We continually lie to ourselves, weaving stories in a vain attempt to convince us that we are in control of anything. These stories are how we try to make sense of our lives, but they are not real, are they? They're just stories. You need to drop your story and see the truth.
I got your story right here.
I'm Vicar Max. I'm uptight. I love the church, and I'm a stooge for the board. And I don't understand that Felix is a genius.
If you insist, you must give up your fantasy of control and embrace the chaos of life. Whether you resist or not, it will take you wherever it wants, more assuredly than even the fictional architect's plan you slave away to prove.
No, that's not true. The basis of everything is order, not chaos. It's true, I know it is. So did you. Why are you denying it? Before you died, the plan made you happy.
No, it didn't. I made myself happy. There's nothing holding you back but you. If you can't understand that, you will never understand anything. Goodbye, Maximilian.
This whole thing, it's just a farce, right? Just my own brain working against me?
You couldn't be more right.
Hello, Max. What? Who? Why do you look like me? Are you me?
Not really. I'm who you think you are. I am disciplined, controlled. I have no doubts. And I don't exist. Yet you have judged yourself against me your whole life. Why? Why do you berate yourself for not being me?
Yeah, Max, why do you do that?
I don't. I mean, that's not how it is at all. I don't know. Is it wrong to try to be a gooder, better person than I am?
But that's not what you're doing, is it? You're desperately trying to find a story to organize reality in your head. A story to control everything. A new story of the happy you. The contented you. Me.
That's not... It can't be right. I've only been searching for the answer to the equation because it will set us free, won't it?
How? By removing the need to make any decision. To have your life completely controlled. Your obsession allowed you to avoid the real question.
I'm Max. Me!
The concept of Max.
By the architect. Architect?
How could I have believed in an architect? That's ridiculous. I must be loose. We exist inside our thoughts, thinking we're in control. That's it, isn't it? It's all lies.
I see you're back with us. Feared we lost you there. Never seen anyone pass out yet stay upright before. Ruined? You seem to be having quite the time. Though I must admit I was a bit concerned when you stripped naked and tried to eat your clothes. I was joking. You passed out fairly early in the process. Well before I realized what an ignorant fool I've... In a way. Perhaps it's more accurate to say I was asking the wrong questions. I understand so much more now. I see it. Of course there is pain and loss, but the suffering is caused by trying to control reality. Clinging to the way you want. I am content.
So,
Not so much found.
yes, it is quite... How right you are.
We've arrived at the Groundbreaker. Remember that you are not insured.
Have you seen this man? Reward offered for information leading to the capture of noted terrorists. Report any sightings to your local board.
Those XF-411.
Thought there'd be more machinery. Must be...
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors. No, it isn't. It's a mess. But it's my mess, so I'll take the compliment. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineers, their family. I hope there won't be any problems while you're visiting. Good. Don't go making trouble, and chances are you won't find any. That's how I like it here. So what brings you to Groundbreaker? I'm curious, even though 9 times out of 10 the answer's just passing through. I'm sure there's plenty of both around these parts. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going, most of them board spies and corporate sprats. Makes it hard to trust outsiders. You seem different.
What? I didn't think you just...
Parvati, is it? That's a lovely name. What can I do for you?
I was just thinking, I haven't got much experience working with actual, real spaceships, Miss Junlei. Chief Junlei.
Junlei is fine.
Okay. Since you run a whole space station, I was wondering if... Well, maybe you could teach me some things. I could message you later, maybe?
I'd be happy to make the time, Parvati.
Wow, great! I'll do that then. Messages. Later. Oh, you're... Couldn't have done it without your moral support, Captain.
Now, if there's nothing else, there are other parts of the ship begging for... You're right, I don't. The board is after 2 things, bits and power, and they only get it by... No kidding, huh? That sure gives... The board wants control over Groundbreaker, and leeches like Udom Bedford will do anything to please them. I placate them when I have something to offer, but I can also be a real hard-ass. It'd be a joy if I could kick out the corporate merchants and reclaim the... Too much of Groundbreaker's...
Yeah. Well, I didn't expect her to be so tall. Gosh, did you see how everybody on Groundbreaker listens to Junlei? She's just... Here's how... It's just... Sure thing, Captain. I'll be waiting back. Hey, Captain. Can I get your temperature? So, Junlei and I have been talking some. Through messages? I got him here on my... She sent me a poem. One she wrote her own self. I don't know if I should read into it. Because poems are all symbolic and... Oh, law. It's about this engine that's been shaking itself apart. Then this lady mechanic comes by and lays one hand on it. I don't want to get too hopeful, but I'm wondering if maybe she's the engine and I'm the lady? It's a real romantic poem. Made my chest hurt, kinda. I don't know where it's leading yet, or if I'm misinterpreting. I'm not much interested in physical stuff. Never have been. Leastways not like other folks seem to be. It's not that I can't, I just don't care for it. It's been a problem in the past. The folk who wanted to be with me back in the Vale, they said I was cold. Thanks, Captain. I actually had another message from Junlei. I just couldn't work up the courage to open it. But I'm gonna change that. Let's see here. Talking about old friends, They were close, Captain. Like, more than friends close. It wasn't nothing bawdy, if that's what you're thinking. It was just, Captain, I'm feeling all mixed up right now. Could we maybe head to the Groundbreaker? Get some drinks? Come on. I'm full serious. Next time we're on the Groundbreaker, I aim to get a drink. If I got to, I'll do it on my lonesome. But I'd feel better if some...
Rizzo's Purpleberry Punch. You want a punch?
So, how's this work? Do we get a table? Stand in a corner? Okay. Oh, and don't worry on the price. I got this. Oh, bottoms up.
Welcome to a favored pastime of the common masses, Ms. Holcomb. I myself don't imagine you'll care for the flavor.
Ah. Oh, Captain. I'm pining for Junlei something fierce. What am I doing? Specifically. Definitely specifically. Oh, why'd I drink that? I mean, just, I don't know what to do about us. Well, she talked about another girl, right? Isabel. Mentioned her, but maybe I've been making a right fool of myself this whole time. Maybe she's not interested. It was real long and rambly. This Isabel lady never quite managed to get her dad's approval, but they carried on anyways. Made something good out of... Then it all went down the tubes. Do you think Junlei still has feelings? Well, maybe she just wanted to let me know her preferences. I need another drink. Come on, Captain. Okay, maybe you're right. Hydration?
Good call. It's best...
Shush. Oh, Captain, I want to talk to Junlei all the time. Everything? Does she think I'm as pretty as I think she's handsome? What if she's still got feelings for that lady, Isabel? There's nothing easy about... You know I'm not in... That's... Well, it's tripped folks up in the past. Folks I... Of course. Huh. I'd never thought of it that way. I wonder what June's afraid of being rejected for. She seems perfect to me. Maybe those are just my... Gosh, I don't know that I got that in me. Sometimes I suppose so, but... I want to be my best self. Well, Captain, this has been all... Oh gosh, I don't know. All right. Okay. Thanks for hearing me out.
Not to worry. We'll always be here for you.
Huh. All right. Come on.
A reminder to all crew members, there is only one toilet on the ship.
Hey, Captain. I hope I wasn't too much bother at the bar. I did have... and I don't feel it today. I guess that water must have worked. I messaged Junlei when we got back and she replied super quick. Okay. I was awake half the night thinking about what I said. I reread my message in the morning, and it was unclear. I was drinking when I sent it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had the courage. Oh, she called mashed potatoes smashed potatoes, but I think maybe that's just what they call it. I've ruined things in the past because I didn't say things I should have, like, I want to be honest with her, so if she feels this... Isn't she sweet? Like one of those 2-bit romances where one soul's all stiff and formal, and I should be glad to perhaps... I ought to go write her back. I mean, I already did.
We're now in orbit above Fallbrook, Captain.
You'd think folks were pissing in the alleyways.
Hey, Cass. Knock, knock.
Did you find them? Just tell me straight. Sprats can always be replaced. Excellent. Oh, this is This is only half! Search Fallbrook. Either half the Sprats got loose on their own, or there'll be some evidence pointing to the soon-to-be-dead Snake who filched my carriers. You want your cut? You get me the rest of my drugs, no matter what it...
Malin, get your twitchy whiskers back here! Don't you run out that door! It's a cruel world outside! Close the damn door! You'll let my sprats out! Damn it all! Now look what you've done. It'll take me ages to round him up again. State your purpose, or get out of my face, domicile intruder. Missing? Nope. Nope. Mine are all found and accounted for, thank you kindly. Now if that'll be all, I've got an animal rescue service to oversee, and it ain't easy. Look, I don't care if Nilsson sent you or not. You won't be hurting a hair on any of these sprats' heads. I've killed vicious beasts for them. I ain't afraid to take on a human. Back out of this domicile, hands up, or become sprat food, intruder. You want to dig through sprat droppings? Be my guest. Get your drug. What do you think you're doing? Don't try nothing funny.
Got the goods? Because I know you wouldn't be wasting my time. Right, right. As promised, you're cut. Plus a...
We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
I'm on it.
We got this!
Coming back.
Rizzo's mock apple cider. A hard cider for a hard life.
What? What was that?
Pass that on! I've had quite enough of you!
Auntie Creole's ketchup. Organic, vegan, handmade,
Please, I don't want to
and nut-free.
But what would they be doing here? And how did they ever get permission to land?
Perhaps we'll finally get some excitement after all.
Try me. Quite a team, my friend. I find myself marveling at the complex... I wouldn't say my parents disowned me, strictly. I was...
Captain, Felix and the Vicar are arguing again. We're now in orbit above Roseway, Captain.
This will be over quickly. Everyone all right?
Initiating initialization sequences. Greetings, customer! This SAM unit is unable to... Would you like to registering? SAM units live to clean and clean to live.
Welcome back, Cap. How? What's that? Define. I see. In that case. What do you mean? Do you have... How? I told him I need a moment to thank you for I have been keeping a secret. What? No. Discounting the architecture of a I never get bored. I do not like joking about the captain, Captain. And we both... How did you guess? See you soon, Cap. We're now in orbit above Stellar Bay, Captain.
Do what you want, I guess.
Might I ask how you are faring, Ms. Holcomb?
I'm not winded. Honest. My, boot was untied.
You don't need to keep up appearances. You're among friends. We would never leave you behind.
Could have been born.
So much for peace and quiet. What? Sure. So... Ask... Not much. Finny, as not juice. There is a I am not. What? Now if. Yes. What about? The... But great as I'm not sure anyone's accused me of being polite before. Besides, I feel, but great as I'm not. Me? I'd end up blasting myself from the face. Thank you, but the board. Graham. Ugh. Be a Oh, great. I love doing...
Aw. I'd normally entertain your self-aggrandizing delusions, but this time it's important.
Important to you is not the same as... Tug on my heartstrings, why don't you? Look,
Rebecca Hodges and Anders Wadsworth.
If UDL hired 2 hunters back then, it would have been for creature clearing purposes round one of their Spacer's Choice outposts. These are the coordinates for the outpost under the last UDL contract. Nyoka?
You ever been off Monarch, Nyoka? Before you met the captain, I mean.
Nah, I'm mostly...
I believe I hear Felix and Parvati discussing the latest. We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
I'd wager this is the outpost. Rebecca!
I'm keen.
Kill confirmed!
I smell blood!
Here they come.
It's not working! Everyone all right?
Hey. Huh. Rebecca taught me this once. You can jerry-rig these old locks so as they don't open anymore. But we've only ever done that if we're in a real bind. Oh no. Oh no. What did you do?
Oh, Nyoka. I'm so sorry.
At least I know. Ought to have learned by now that getting one's hopes up tends to open them to being down. Only thing left is to take these medallions home, which means figuring out how to bait. The most pissed off I've ever seen a queen was when a foreign species was on her soil. That'd be boring. Half the fun in exploring is the fact that you're on an unknown trail. I've never had the pleasure of hunting primals, but I hear they're all over Scylla. Let's tear a few apart, shall we?
Destination reached. Scylla. We'll be here.
That's the last of them. Here they come. Quick.
Salutations. This unit's primary function is excavator. Current active command. Negative. The presence or absence of human this unit achieves perfection by...
There's something right soothing about having a job and doing it proper.
You know, it's a crying shame that auto mechanicals can't get drunk. Or late.
This unit has now exhausted its available library. This unit is removing rock matter in search of brevity identified. Thank you for your... Greetings, Junior Excavator. Greetings, Junior Excavator. Greetings, Junior Excavator.
Explains how we ain't dead. Without the pylons, all the O2 this thing's cracking from the ice will just drift off.
Ought to leave well enough alone. That queen ain't good. What's up? Outstanding. There's an old base I used to call home. Password to... Hayes' idea. Clara, rest of us just... It's an old cave system we tried to turn into an encampment. You'll... Fuck.
I believe I hear Felix and Parvati discussing the latest Aetherwave serial. We are now in orbit above Stellar Bay, Captain. No blockade is a match for my piloting skills. Good luck, Captain.
You're hurt!
I wonder sometimes what they're doing on other colonies.
What was it like in Edgewater? I hear you workers want...
I hope Edgewater don't end up like this.
Captain! No!
Don't mess with us. Whew.
Well, this is... You know, I thought I'd be angry. I thought I'd storm in here in a rage and exterminate all these bugs, but I ain't. The first night Hayes and I spent in here, we knew... Monarch folks off... It's because there's no escape. But here... We hauled in steel. Hired sublight folk to help. That's how we met Anders and Opal. 4 of us for a while, scraping together what bits we could to build our home. Then came Rebecca, a sawbones out of the Cascadia survivors, who took a kindness to Hayes. And Clara, her little sister. I'll admit I wasn't keen on taking her on at first, but for a teenager, she was surprisingly capable. Believe me, I had my complaints. She had a head for numbers. Clara, Hayes, Anders, Rebecca, Opal, and me. 6 folks, 1 name, 1 family. Charon. Despite Monarch trying to kill us day in and day out, we managed to belong.
Oh, you are in for it now.
big mistake.
I'll fix you right up!
That makes it Captain, you mind if... What? Huh.